Hello everyone, welcome back to SwitchUp and to our sales series that's usually midweek, but this week it may actually be on a Thursday, I think.
Yeah, depending on a particular review, it may have been moved by a day. But this is the midweek sales video where we look for games that are between 50% and, well, up to 90% off. I will say that we've tried to go across all regions, and we usually use a website called Deku Deals, which is very good. And big shout out to them, but unfortunately their website was having a bit of a moment on this day. So apologies if this is heavy one way or the other in terms of regions. We tried our best, but yeah, it was mucking about a bit.
So what games are on sale and do save yourself 5% on your eShop credit over at switchup.gg? Well, let's find out.
Let's start with a big one then. Very well loved game. This is Unicorn Overlord, currently 50% off.
Yeah, 50% off for this game is an absolute no-brainer. Incredible mix of different genres. You've got the RPG elements, you've got the strategy, there's this kingdom building aspect to it as well, where you have to go around and assign generals to different buildings and things. Really excellent game, highly recommended. As Glen says, at 50% off, easy pickup. Go check out our full review if you're interested in that one.
As much as it hurts to admit it, I could never pose a threat to Zenoira on my own.
I'll never deserve your trust again.
Now, take your stations.
These beasts have proven unfit to govern themselves.
Next then we have the Spyro, is it trilogy, isn't it?
Is it the Reignited trilogy?
Reignited, that's the one, yes. Yeah, 65% off as it currently stands.
Yeah, I think I reviewed this. These are excellent versions, surprisingly good. They run on the Unreal 4 engine and they do run very well indeed. And the gameplay still holds up. I think that's been the case. You know, we've seen a lot of these revisits of older styles, but this is obviously just a lick of paint on these older games and it just looks so good, it really does. Highly recommend these. 3 games, is that right?
I'm pretty sure there's 3 on there,
You'd
yes.
hope so with trilogy in the title.
Exactly right, yeah.
65% off until the 14th of March.
Wow!
Thank you for releasing me.
Hello.
Then we've got Into the Breach. There's always one game that we mention that we ourselves have not played much of, if any of, but it's been highly recommended by many other people in our comment sections, and this is this week's game. Now, we both own this in one way or another, but I've just never got around to playing it. But 50% off is a very good price for what is a very well-loved game. It's basically a tactics, like an isometric tactics grid-based game. And as I said, I can't say a huge amount more myself. I should get around to playing it. It will feature in a video that's going to come out on the channel next week. I won't say more than that for now. But yeah, definitely a good game to grab for this price.
Yeah, that one's on sale in the US regions and it's 50% off. Next, you've got the Outer Worlds, which is matching its cheapest ever price here in the EU. So it's like the UK, the EU, and also Australia. And I've played this through to completion and all the DLCs as well. When it launched, people were kicking off about visuals and things like that, but it's actually fine. Fully story driven, very much Obsidian, classic style. Feels a bit like Fallout, really. Maybe not as good as those games, but certainly scratches that itch if you enjoy that. And if you're a space fan and a nerd like myself, you'll like it. I will say that if you already own it, maybe consider the DLC packs. They're both half price as well. There's an expansion pass that covers everything, but you've got Peril on Gorgon and Murder on Iradinos, which was very cool because it was like a murder mystery. But the base game, The Outer Worlds, 50% off until March the 9th.
Next up we have Rayman Legends, the definitive edition. This is a fantastic platformer, like a multiplayer platformer where you're trying to help each other across, and if you fall off or if you die, you come back in a bubble and you can help your teammates. Very good game to play with younger children. Beautiful art style, some very clever level design. I love the levels that are based around a song and you're kind of playing the beats of the song as you chase through this level. Yeah, great game. 80% off as it currently stands. In all regions, I believe that one, until the 10th of March.
Absolutely.
Lovely.
Following on from that, we've got a bit of a gem. It's Black Skylands, which is currently 75% off. That's the cheapest it's ever been. until March the 19th, it's seen progressively bigger and bigger sales. And yeah, as I say, the cheapest this one's been. A really interesting game where it's like a mixture of trying to conquer different territories. You've got like this airship and it has a hub area where you can improve things. Asdin reviewed this for us, so do go check out his full review. He did enjoy it, but it did have a few performance quirks and bits and bobs. It's better than it was. It's not perfect, it's certainly playable, and for that price, it's a good sales recommendation. As I say, 75% off until March 19th.
We then have UnMetal, which is a game that came out a couple of years ago now, and it's very much inspired, I would say, by the early Metal Gear games.
Yeah, it's a mixture of Metal Gear and Hot Shots Part 2.
Yeah, definitely. You said this is one that goes on sale quite often.
Yeah, it gets a lot of sales, but I think this is matching its cheapest ever, which is decent. £4.49 here in the UK, 75% off. That's not too shabby. But it does have a lot of laugh out loud moments. Like you get that stealth element to it and you're enjoying the gameplay, and then you're fighting a weird rat king in the sewers. Like, what the hell is happening? And yeah, it really does have that Hot Shots sense of humour to it. As we say, well worth considering.
It's all over the place.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Jesse Fox is a man of science.
Hold on. You have expertise in chemistry?
Chemistry's not that hard. You just have to mix.
Citizen Sleeper is the next one, which is actually a game I'm playing at the moment. It's a very good game. It's kind of dice-based, almost like tabletop in terms of how it plays. You're an android that finds themselves on this space station being chased by the corporation that are trying to shut you down, and you're kind of seen as lesser than everyone else because you're not a real person. And it's just about you, trying to just get on and find out your place in this new world, but also trying to escape from the company at the same time. I was really pleasantly surprised by this one. It's just recently had a sequel release on the Switch, but if you want to see where it all started, then at 70% off, it's a good time to pick this first one up.
Your body is dying. Planned obsolescence. SNRP's gift for its escaped workers. But we can fight this.
Now, if you saw the sales video on Sunday, or now I mentioned this one then, but I do want to give it another shout out because it's never on sale and it's a genre that I know people love. It's Broken Roads. So it's a classic CRPG, top-down, set in the Australian outback. It tells a really nice tale and it does let you choose a lot of grey areas, which I enjoy. It doesn't have that like, this is the moral choice you should make, go and do it. It's like, what would you like to do? These are the consequences. And sometimes that's the best, the best element of some of these CRPGs. You have about 5 different party members. It does have that turn-based combat, has a really nice hand-drawn style. And as I say, the cheapest it's been, 60% off, down to £12.59. I believe this is all regions as well, this sale. And that sale goes on until March the 19th.
Form bonds with a diverse cast of companions, each with their own moral leaning and ideal outcome for the many challenges you'll face on your journey across Western Australia.
And finally then we have New Joe and Mac Caveman Ninja. This is a remake of an older game that first released in arcades and then came to console. It was one of my favourite Super Nintendo platformers actually. And this one recreates it in a hand-drawn art style. There are 2 game modes in there from what I can remember. One being more akin to the arcade original and a newer way of playing. Both quite similar to be fair. But if you've ever played the original and enjoyed it, this is a great new way of playing it. If you just like a decent platform game for 80% off, you could do a lot worse.
Lovely. Okay, so as we say, do save yourself more money than as you've seen on the screen by going over to switchup.gg and getting 5% back in cash back.
For sure. A quick thank you to our patrons and our channel members for your continued support, and to each and every one of you for watching our videos. Take care, and until next time, happy gaming.